I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna hide and pretend like I didn't eat this today. I don't know how to stop wanting this food. And if I'm gonna want it forever, that's gonna be really hard.
Foodie Beauty. I have not talked about her for quite some time on this channel, but today is that special day, and we're going to talk about some recent stuff that's been happening on her channel because it is very, very concerning, and this comes from a genuine place of I don't want anybody to experience this, and Foodie Beauty Chantel has put herself in a position to where she is going to experience this if she does not seek help or get the proper medical help that is required for what she is currently going through. For those of you who don't know, she was recently diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. That is no surprise considering how she eats, what she eats, how she eats, and what she posts consistently on her YouTube channel of these mukbangs, which many of which are very, very unhealthy. And her husband Sala just seems to be completely okay with the fact that she is eating herself to a literal coma. And that's not an exaggeration because she made a video just last week stating that she has type 2 diabetes and showed the actual level of her diabetes, which was over 300. For those of you who don't know, that is a highly volatile and dangerous level of unchecked and unmanaged diabetes, and you can absolutely pass away from that.
We interrupt this program for an important news announcement.
Welcome to the brand new sponsor of the channel today, Private Internet Access. Do you know what a VPN is? A virtual private network. Did you know that everything that you do on the internet is traceable, trackable, and all these companies take your data because your internet was unencrypted? VPNs hide your IP address and safeguards your internet connection so you can browse safely. Companies are going to steal or compromise your data or sell it to others. Another great feature is that Private Internet Access allows you to access region-restricted content from all over the world. For those of you who don't know, depending on where you are located in the world, certain streaming websites are blocked and you're not allowed to stream or use them. And by using a VPN, you can bypass that. Private Internet Access allows you to protect an unlimited amount of devices all at the same time. One subscription, your entire household. They currently have over 30 million downloads. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee if you're not happy, and is available for all platforms. So right now, if you go to the link down below in the description box, piavpn.com/Repsion, you're gonna get a special discount. Specifically, 83% off, which in total calculates to $2.03 per month, plus additional 4 months you get free. So by all means, click the link in the description, support the channel, click the link, and try out Private Internet Access VPN today.
We're ready to go. I'm such a baby with the finger picking. I hate it. It startles me, just like getting your ears pierced. $3.16. That's really high from what I gather. I'm not used to the MGDL. Usually it's MMOL. From when I was in Canada, I had that machine. So my blood sugars have rocketed in not that long of a time period. And you know, I know I'm not taking care of my health. I mean, it's not rocket science. I mean, you know, anyone with eyes can see that I'm not taking very good care of my health. Struggling with eating habits and lack of exercise, and all that stuff. So 316, when I fast and wake up, I take my blood sugar, it was 230, around that. So which is still high. It should be like I think around 100 if I'm not mistaken.
Having a level over 300 is too high. Having a level almost near 400 is so high that your risk of having a stroke is exponentially at high risk. And I don't want anyone to experience having a stroke. My dad had a stroke, and it is scary. Part of your brain can just deactivate, and I don't want to I don't want you to pass away from going through a diabetic coma or a stroke or a heart attack, or your vessels just stop working altogether. There's a term called diabetic ketoacidosis, I think it's pronounced, where there isn't enough insulin in the body, and basically what happens is you get an infection in your body and you can die from it. If you just take a skim at your YouTube comment sections, a lot of what people are saying is true, that it's actually it's too late at this point to try to just do it on your own free will, to just, I'm going to exercise and this is just going to go away. When you're at that level of dangerous numbers of diabetes type 2, you need to get on medication ASAP. That is really going to be the only thing that's going to fix the problem, along with your eating habits. You uploaded a video on your channel here about, you know, doing a full diabetic food haul or whatever, which is good because I saw some fruits, I saw some vegetables in there, something that you usually don't include in your diet.
So I went to see a doctor here about it. You know, I told Salah my blood sugar is pretty high, and he said, I'll take you to a doctor tomorrow. Whenever I took my blood sugar for the first time, it was like 369 when I took it that night. It was after a day of not eating very well. And so I told the doctor about my problem. My blood pressure is also high. So before I go on any medications, I just want to give it an honest try for now with diet and exercise, which they did say is the main thing that will help if I reduce some weight. Reduce weight, watch what I eat. Of course, they say limit carbs, which I understand now, processed, like limiting the sugar, because I have a problem regulating sugar now. So I need to really limit that in my body, at least until I can get this under control. And then I'm going to go back in a month's time. And if my blood sugars are still out of whack, I'll have to go on medication. So I'm really, really wanting to give it, you know, try harder than I've ever tried in my life. I don't think I've ever really tried super hard, because when it gets really hard, which it really is, I just give up. You know, I just give up. I panic. I listen to the urges, and I just don't give it enough of a try. And I'm getting up there in age. I'm 39. I could be living a very active, happier life, healthier. You know, health is happiness for sure. You can't enjoy life if you're not healthy. I mean, my trip to Thailand was awesome, but it could have been so much more awesome if I felt well. I don't feel well. I feel like I have no energy. I feel like I'm 80 years old. Let's face it, I probably really physically have the physical capabilities. Some even 80-year-olds even have more of physical capabilities than me. And I'm not being hard on myself. I'm just actually being really realistic.
You know, Chantal, I respect you for saying that, because in all of your content, I don't think I've ever heard you say these types of things before. And it's really important that you acknowledge what you just acknowledged, right? That you've never really tried and you've never really given it your all. And I respect that. And I know I'm going to get shit for this, because people are going to be like, oh my God, you're giving her sympathy or empathy or whatever. But yeah, I am, because, you know, the first step to any problem that you are facing, whether that be addiction, whether that be eating problems, no matter what issue you have or are facing internally, the first step is being able to acknowledge that that problem exists in the first place. Okay. And sure, it may just be words, but that is the first step. The acknowledgement that there is a problem and that you're not doing enough to fix it. Okay, that is a first step. Now, whether or not somebody takes that second step or that third step or that fourth step to continue on, right? That's still up to them, and that's their responsibility. But step one, that's still a step. And you have to acknowledge that step, regardless of it just being one step. And good on you, Chantal, for admitting this type of stuff on your videos. And I can't stress to you how important it is for you to really just give it your all, but don't be afraid to ask for advice. Don't be afraid to ask for help, whether that be a doctor, whether that be from your husband, whether that be from your, I don't know if you have a social circle out over in Kuwait, but like, it's okay to say that you're struggling. It's okay to ask for help. And I know in this day and age, especially with the internet culture, the internet can be a brutal place. And in a lot of cases, asking for help, people will shit on you for it. Continue on and realize that asking for help is okay, and that you're a bit stronger if you allow help for yourself, if you allow people to help you, if you allow people to give you solid advice, if you allow your doctor to give you recommendations. You're not one of those people who dismisses what a doctor has to say. And everything that you've been saying here, Chantal, has been accurate. You know, you're 39 years old and you feel like you are in the body of an 80-year-old or a 90-year-old. And what you're saying is valid. The feelings that you feel, your body not being able to do things that you would normally want to do, that is normal due to the fact of your weight. And I know that you know this. We know that. But the fact that you're acknowledging this in a public sphere is an incredible accomplishment. So I just want to encourage you, Chantal. You are on the right track. Just don't give up, okay? I know that you made a video with eating the 2 6-inch sub sandwiches, right? And in that video, you even mentioned about how, you know, it's unhealthy and you're not doing enough. And that's true, you're not. But instead, just think about portion. Not only that, like, it's okay to splurge every once in a while, but think about portion size. Like, you had 2 6-inch sub sandwiches, right? Cut them in pieces, split them in half, 3-inch, 3-inch. So you have like four little pieces of sandwiches, and eat that maybe throughout the day, little by little, instead of just sitting there and eating the 2 whole sandwiches in one whole sitting, that's a lot of food. And as your levels get higher, here's the thing, as your levels get higher and higher, your body is going to want more food and require more and more and more and more. That's the body, just because you're at an unhealthy level. And when your body is unhealthy level, it wants more stuff to compete with that unhealthy level, and it just keeps going up higher and higher and higher. And the higher that goes, the bigger the chance that you have of not waking up. I don't want that for you. Addiction's scary, you know, and nobody deserves to go through that. Everybody has a right to seek help, and you're not weak for seeking help or for asking for help. I know this is not the video that people want me to make on her. I get that. But deal with it. It's my channel. I upload what I want. I really hope your husband is supporting you in this time on seeking help. And just remember that therapy, there's nothing wrong with therapy. Therapy can help too. Having somebody to talk through your problems that you're facing. Maybe you know there's some deep-rooted issues whether you had when you were a child in regards to your eating habits, that you use that as a coping mechanism. As you've talked about, you do use eating as a coping mechanism. Therapy can really be beneficial for that. And you're not weak, or there's nothing wrong with seeking therapy either. I don't know what the healthcare system is like in Kuwait, but if they have therapy and they have a professional that you can talk to, do it. So yeah, that's all I really got to say.